That sounds like.
Woo, done. Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna be in Hyde Park. I'll be safe. I'll be chill. If you
This don't sound like trap gospel to me. Where is Zoe?
I think she thinks you're kidding every time because every time you say it, she just laughs and then.
No, she told me she got me. She got me.
I know she did, but she never did.
She did get me.
Words and actions are different. She was putting KD and stuff on the.
Yeah, she got me. It's you. It's you who won't give it to me.
I mean, like, I get it. You know, we in modern times, so I wouldn't mind, gospel keeping up with the kids and stuff. I don't care if it's old or new, bro. I just want to be upbeat. I'm like, yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's not a trap gospel, though.
No, this is upbeat.
It's cool. This is upbeat, bro. No, she played the funeral song. You don't need that. I hate going to church and stuff like that. I went to the Sky game yesterday. No, it was lit, bro. Sky game is lit, bro. Bro, it's the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? I keep going back. They going back, bro. See, I would want to go to a Sky game, but they balling. And my picture too. What do you mean they was hooping? They lost. They didn't lose last night. Their record was like 4-10. I'm like, I don't know. 16 double. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they had Camilla, Shaq down. Diesel, what? Man, come on, they bullying them down there, bro. And I like LA. Bullying them and Lisa Leslie in the game. Watch our team get bullied. Kelsey Plum tried to swing on somebody, they started bullying her. That's the only other person I know is Kelsey Plum. Man, she was doing her, but she formed a little bit. After that, they was mauling her. Gone, bro. That game was good. They let me fight all types of stuff. And they got bring viewership somehow. They fine too. It's the best of both worlds, bro. Fighting and fine. And then, bro, like, I know this gonna sound weird, but you was gonna smoke it if you really want to, bro. Those dudes, you saw that athletic girls, bro. They in there by themselves. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I want you to look at that story in the Defender where the inmate got his dreads cut off. He's a Rastafarian, and now the Supreme Court is getting ready to hear his case. It's in the Defender today.
You got a minute and a half in this home.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. You can print it too. That would be perfect. And then don't give me no more stories for this week. But the reason I say that because I got today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
We got double this tomorrow.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So you don't need to.
I just did it because it's only us for the whole hour. 45. Oh yeah, she look good. They all look good. I ain't gonna lie. That's my type, bro. She on the screen.
Come on, it's my type.
Yeah, they all look good. This is better than the club, man. Oh, you got 20.
Okay.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And even when you think that you've lost, that means he be God, always wins. And it's your winning season, y'all. I want you to embrace it. I want you to claim it. I want you to receive it. Do you receive it? Somebody say amen.
Amen.
All right, y'all. It's your girl, Tamara Fair, on the air. And I'm proudly posted in the studio with them Brunch. What's up, y'all? I am so in love with today's Wednesday. Why? It's a beautiful day in the Chi. It's hump day. That means we got 2 more days. And I woke up with a brand new, fresh bouquet of blessings and favor. I hope y'all did the same. It's Wednesday. May the Lord be your strength throughout this day. And God bless you. Y'all, we got a great show for you today. We got so many things going on in the world. And guess who's going to talk about it? The Brunch Bunch is going to talk about it. Now, if you are not listening to us or watching us on our social, you're going to miss a lot today because it's going down right here on the Brunch Bunch. All right. Okay, I got a topic today because I haven't been having topics, and y'all haven't been happy, helping me. Huh?
No, I was looking at those yesterday.
A new luxury brand from Tamara Fair. Queens comes in 2 distinct fragrances, the sensual Pure Royale and the alluring Forbidden Kiss. Order Queez today.
What
Go
is
to
this live?
bequeeze.com and get your favorite fragrance today. That's BEQUEESE.com. Bequeeze.com.
Are guests invading your peace? Don't let fathers
So I made it so that I do not have. All right, guys. Listen, Facebook, you guys are already up, and Instagram is just tuning up. You know, it's wedding season. It is officially, Gemini season is over. It is officially Cancer season. I want to say what's up to my girl. Happy birthday, Tanya Evans. Truly, you are a blessing to so many, and the Lord knew what he was doing when he made you. He broke the mold. You one of a kind, girl. I want to wish you a happy birthday. I hope today is your best birthday yet. But today's exclusive social media topic is, it's wedding season, right? So I want you guys to tell me, what is inappropriate wedding attire? I had the opportunity to attend a wedding, and it was beautiful. I didn't see anything inappropriate, but I have attended some funerals. I have attended some weddings in the past, and I have seen some inappropriate wedding attire. Tell me what you think you should not, could not, would not wear to a wedding.
You're supposed to dress up if you get married in the courthouse.
Yeah, you're supposed to dress up. You mean the people who get married? Absolutely. You can't wear bonnets and pajamas.
You already took the church out. Why,
exactly.
why you dressing up? Like, you might as well just keep it G. You feel me? We already done cut God out. We might as well.
No, you didn't cut God out just because you went to the Justice of the Peace. You just cut out the big ceremony and the big expense.
I heard you.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to focus though.
Big expenses that dress too, no?
The biggest one of the big expenses is the dress. I'm talking about for the audience. I'm not talking about for the bride
Women shouldn't
or
wear
the
white.
groom. No, that's true. You
Well,
shouldn't wear
just have
white.
a ceremony.
You should
I'm
just
with
what?
you.
Have a
I'm
whole
100%
ceremony.
with
Let's
you.
go with it. Repass it. I'm not the repass. But the after party, whatever it's called.
The reception.
Yeah, let's do the whole section. Let's get the preacher to them do us part. Let's do the vows in front of their family for our family. Let's make it a family thing. Yeah, let's not cut God out.
It's not cutting out. You know you can have a preacher in the courthouse with you, right? You don't have to do it in front of a crowd.
We're gonna talk about it. We got about 10 seconds, right?
No, I want to know, what is it that you can't wear? Tell me. Like literally. Yeah, I'm ready.
On the Brunch Bunch.
So the Supreme Court is arguably the most difficult court for you to get your case heard. However, in Chicago's Defender today, there is a case that's involving a Rastafarian who the Supreme Court has agreed to actually hear his case. The Supreme Court on Monday said that it will consider a religious rights case brought by the former Louisiana inmate who is seeking to sue Louisiana prison officials for money damages for shaving his dreadlocks in violation of his religious beliefs. So for employers, you got to be really, really, really intentional and tread lightly on how you treat people in their religion, because that's a big lawsuit. Well, the High Court will review a decision from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, and that said former inmate Damon Landor, who is a devout Rastafarian, let the locks of his hair on his head grow for 20 years, right? And then he was sentenced for 5 months in a Louisiana prison. and the guards cut his locks off. Well, right here in the studio, we got so many different hairstyles. How would you all feel? And this is right now, it is just something to think about. I don't want you to answer it yet. How would you feel if that was representing your religion and someone cut it off because they just felt like it? So for the first 4 months of his incarceration, the 2 facilities where Landau was housed allowed him to keep his hair long and under a Rasta cap, which that's fine. They don't mind that. But that changed after Landau was transferred to the Raymond Laborde Correctional Center for the final 3 weeks of his sentence. And once there, Landau was told that an intake guard, he was practicing Rastafarian, had handed over proof of his religious accommodations, as well as a copy of his 2017 decision from the Fifth Circuit Court that found Louisiana policy of cutting Rastafarians' hair violated the RLUIPA, according to the court filings. But 2 guards ultimately handcuffed Landau to a chair, held him down, shaved his head, and according to the papers, then he filed a Supreme Court case. So Landau filed a lawsuit against the prison officials after he was released and brought numerous claims, including under the RLUIPA. But the federal judge agreed to dismiss the case, finding that the law does not allow for damages against individual state officials. Well, a 3-judge panel of judges on the Fifth Circuit affirmed that the decision, ruling that while it was emphatically condemned Landau's treatment, a prior decision in the circuit required it to hold that he could not seek money damages from officials there. Well, as the story goes, the full Fifth Court refused to consider the case, with 11 judges voting not to hear and 6 voting in favor. Well, the case follows a Supreme Court decision in December 2020, in which it unanimously held that the Religious Freedom Act sister statute, which is the RLUIPA, allows litigants to obtain money damages against federal officials in their capacities. So lawyers for Landau argue that Congress enacted the 2 laws to provide meaningful protection for religious liberty and denying litigants the opportunity to seek damages for violation. Looks like Landau might be getting a payday, and it might set the tone for other people who have been violated because of their hairstyles that represent their religion. You know, we are entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs. You guys know that because we've been on here for so long. And as entrepreneurs, you have to stay apprised of what is going on in the courts, as well as what is going on in the statutes. So if someone actually puts in for a day off and they deem it as a religious celebration and you deny it, you could actually face some fallback from that. And I'm talking about fallback as high as what the Supreme Court is doing for him. So you have to be very careful. Another protected class is pregnant women and people who are of the LGBTQIA community. You got to be very careful about these things. We're going to keep you apprised of what's going on with this case because it is very important. You know, there was a lot of talk, and I mean, it went from talk to actual courtroom jargon about how when you're in corporate America, they will actually temper your hairstyles, right? So if you have braids, you rocking your dreads, you rocking your braids or your goddess locks, whatever. And corporate America does not want you to do that. There's a recourse for you to get some justice for that. So I want you guys to keep apprised. We will keep you updated on how this court case goes. And for those of you who have been impacted or know someone that has been impacted, it might be the pathway in which you can go down to seek some damages or to seek some resolve. All right, y'all, we're going to keep it locked right here on the Brunch Bunch. Y'all don't go nowhere. We got way more to share. It's Inspiration 1390. So suppose I cut your hair. I'm talking about all the way off. They cut his head bald, y'all. Tony Bear. He was already in jail. And he was getting out in 3 weeks.
That ain't part of jail.
Yes, y'all crazy. Getting your hair cut is definitely part of jail, bro.
You ain't going to the army.
There's certain prisons that's
in the army, maybe.
That's the first thing they do is cut your hair. It's an emasculating.
Per Jarrell. Per Jarrell. You don't. No, that's the army, man.
No. That's every prison outside of America.
No,
bro.
we're not talking about outside of America prison. We're talking about America. Is Louisiana? You don't get no more American than Louisiana.
It's consistent for everybody. It's the rules is the rules.
No, but
The rules are different from
when you
state
go
to
to
state.
jail, you lose your freedom. Yeah, that's part of losing.
That
your
don't mean you
freedom.
gotta lose your hair.
You don't get to have.
That's like saying I'm gonna take out your uterus because you lost your
So
freedom.
bodily autonomy goes out the window.
Also, you
How's
lost
it
your
not?
freedom.
How is it not the same
What's
thing?
up,
It's bodily autonomy either way.
You lost your freedom, bro. You're not a citizen.
Bodily
no more.
autonomy doesn't go away.
You
when
are
get
still a
arrested.
citizen. In some jails, you can still vote. What are you talking about? You lost your freedom.
I don't know nothing about jail. I never plan on finding nothing about jail.
I don't know how they do it.
By force,
no, they
it's crazy.
There's
They
certain-
handcuffed him to a
I
chair
want you
and
to
cut his
create
hair off.
There's
That's
certain
crazy.
colleges you can't play basketball with long hair, bro.
You know
There's
any
certain
But,
colleges
but
that-
the
They don't
point in
handcuff
this
you to
case
a chair.
is the point in this case,
You
Sherelle,
gotta figure
is
out
that
some
it
stuff
is
we can be
in
doing on
violation of a statute that protects your right to express your religious hair through whatever
When you go to
means
jail,
you
lose
want,
your
be it a
rights.
hairstyle. If
I
you
don't
wanted to
think
wear,
that's true.
Yes, you do.
You don't lose your
It might be what happened.
you're not a non-citizen because you are in jail.
You don't have the rights as a citizen.
You get picked up by ICE, that's different.
I mean, that's the reality.
No,
Yeah,
if you
that's
get
the reality.
deported,
So what are we talking
That's
about? We're not talking about reality.
No,
Jarrell, how long you in?
I know. How you know?
Bro, this, I know a bunch
that's not you all's exclusive topic. This has nothing to do with you all's exclusive topic. Your exclusive topic
Where that
is-
bag? I got the stuff.
Your exclusive topic is what is inappropriate attire to wear to a wedding? And for those of
White
you,
for women.
well, we already said white for women, but what
Street clothes.
You talking about reality?
street clothes? What you mean street clothes? Street,
Jeans. This.
can't wear that to a wedding?
No.
Okay, so street clothes is inappropriate. So can you wear?
Unless
Okay,
it's a hood wedding.
listen. Here's what sparked this question. I was watching Love and Hip Hop. As most of you know, I'm a Love and Hip Hop aficionada, and so one of the Love and Hip Hoppers was going to a wedding, and she had on. She's a beautiful girl, Brandon. She had on a dress, and it was slit up to the side, and all
That
of
probably worked for love.
hold on. All of this was out. She had a circle right here, and it was slit. And she looked gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. But then Shaq's
They
ex-wife.
still talk about jail.
They own it. Shaq's ex-wife said that is inappropriate. You cannot come to my wedding. So what?
Why you gotta call her Shaq ex-wife? Why it can't be Pastor Keon wife?
Oh, because most people know Shaq, and maybe well, I guess everybody on here would know Pastor Keon. But Shawnee O'Neal, I'm gonna say that. Shawnee O'Neal said that was inappropriate attire for a wedding. So I ask you, what is appropriate in this day and age, and what is inappropriate? Let's stick with the inappropriate.
I'm the judge.
Yeah, where you at, man? You over there talking about jail? I need some
Now
help.
you with the jail. And you want me to make it right for
I
you?
said it out loud, but I didn't call you for
He didn't
that.
even let you
I
pray.
called you because you want the email.
No, you definitely cannot. No, you cannot take away someone's right to pray. You see all kinds of Muslims in jail
You can be
putting their
doing some
little
more behind the
prayer
scenes.
carpet out
They
and
talking
praying
about
5
jail,
times a day.
recording and say they crazy. Talking about
Put your
jail.
comments in the thread about inappropriate wedding attire.
If you say I want to
You know,
pray,
y'all
and
been
the
hard
prison
headed
guard
lately.
say,
I'm gonna have
"I
to
want
really
you to pray."
put some tough love on y'all. Y'all been hard headed
What do you
lately.
want to do about it?
You know what? That's why I.
Oh, you
Pray the
know,
next,
sorry.
pray the next day whenever that dude's not there. Whenever he's there. You can still pray.
No, that's in out south.
Okay, but it's not the streets. First, it's not the streets. You can't just do what you want.
It's an old house that we have.
we talking about
So you're saying people don't have rights? Because you can't play by the rules.
I'm poor.
So you don't have
You want to go that
rights.
far? You want to go that far with it? You don't have
No,
rights.
no.
Anyway, back to you all. Thank you all. Y'all
Right,
have not been putting comments as I asked. Happy birthday!
Why y'all talking about that?
He's saying your rights in jail.
I'm saying yes.
In school, you gotta play by the rules.
You have
So you have no rights.
well, I give it.
No, that Supreme Court is now about to
I have a right to
a
I have to follow the rules. I have a right to
The
follow
boss
the
is telling you what to do here. You have to follow the rules.
But he's a
You lost all your
Rastafari.
rights.
Rastafari.
You have no
He's a
rights at the
religion.
job right now.
Right.
And so they violated his rights. And so,
But does that mean
just,
rights are gone though?
Jarrell's
in that
position is
workplace,
when
yeah.
you go to jail,
The right to do
you
what
are a
you, the
non-citizen.
right to do what you want to do is going
rights.
in that workplace, 100%.
That's in his America. That's
No,
all
it's not
that
100%
that covers just
no way.
geographic
That's
area
in-
and
that's
his
in-
We got 40 seconds.
That's
y'all.
in Black America.
We got
Jarrell
40
may be
seconds,
right.
y'all.
You should abide
We
by
got
the code.
40
What's the
Hey, we got
code?
40 seconds, y'all. See, now you playing
What's
by
the
the
code,
rules.
Tony?
40 seconds, y'all. 40 seconds.
It's
30
on-
seconds.
it's on you. What's the code, Tony? What's the dress code?
You got to
I mean, I've never seen a wedding that says you don't wear stripper clothes. Is that inappropriate?
freedoms, right?
Or
If your freedoms
like
is
Marcel
restricted,
some
said,
freedoms,
you can't wear street
I
clothes
didn't
for
say
a wedding.
all,
Is
but
that
you said
appropriate?
you gotta play
Inappropriate?
all freedom.
In jail, yeah. You don't get to make no rules when you in jail, bro.
I want all of y'all to stop for 1 second and wish Tanya a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Everybody say happy birthday, Tanya.
Happy birthday, Tanya.
All right, let's go.
Happy birthday, Tanya. That's what's going on. But listen, Tanya is Inglewood Tanya,
Yes.
but I'm going to call her Westside Tanya, Austin Tanya, because she is there every day molding the minds of the greatest youth in the city,
There you go.
Austin children. And speaking of youth of Austin, on Chicago's West Side, a powerful partnership between youth-driven Austin Harvest and hunger relief nonprofit Beyond Hunger is delivering fresh produce to seniors in the Austin neighborhood, a food desert area with limited access to high-quality groceries. Now, Austin Harvest was founded by 19-year-old Keith Tankson. He operates a student-run produce market at 423 North Laramie. What began during Tankson's freshman year of high school has grown into a robust community resource where youth entrepreneurs stock up on fruits, vegetables, and flowers to serve their neighbors. Through the collaboration, Beyond Hunger purchases thousands of pounds of produce from Austin Harvest for its home delivery program, while any excess produce is donated directly from the market. Now, young volunteers, led by 19-year-old Tankson, pack and deliver boxes containing apples, bananas, greens, and other fresh items to about 36 homebound seniors each month. Tamiko Sammy of Beyond Hunger says the partnership has yielded real health benefits. Seniors are eating more fruits and vegetables, feeling more confident about their diets, and some have even reported significant weight loss. In one case, a recipient lost 65 pounds after joining the program. Sign me up. For many in Austin, grocery shopping is complicated by safety concerns and lack of transportation. As a resident, Melody explains having produce delivered means she can stay safe at home while still accessing nutritious food. So we wanted to shout that out. Shout out to 19-year-old Keith Tankson, Westsider, because when the news is telling us all our youth are downtown at these meetups and carjacking and robbing, 19-year-old Keith and his crew are passing out groceries to 36 seniors every month.
65 pounds down is a significant amount of weight loss. That just goes to show you that diet and routine are essential in maintaining good health. Now, yesterday we had some, our distinguished guests were talking about yoga. And so, of course, movement is important too, because we can get to a point where we're sedentary, but fresh fruits and vegetables are always the answer.
Yeah.
You know, the body has its own power to heal, but you do have to give it a little help by making sure that you are generating what you need to through activity and through proper nutrition.
My former pastor used to say you have to exercise your spiritual man just like you exercise your physical man.
Yes.
And so while we're taking care of the inside, we also need to take care of the outside. And that brings me to one of our former guests is having a book release this Sunday, June the 29th. None other than Gavin Jackson is having a book signing party for his book, Mind and Grind, A Thinker's Guide to Practical Spirituality. Now, the book is Your Spiritual Swagger is Your Birthright. The very essence of your nature is to have a life that works for you and to experience health, love, joy, and victory. The concept of mind and grind is an examination of tried and true methods of achievement, positive transformation, and breakthroughs as informed by spiritual principles. Now, listen, if you have never met Gavin Jackson, he is an attorney. He's an investor. He's a restaurateur. He owns Visions on 119th and Ashland. He used to own the former Tilly's and whatever south suburb that was, because I don't get south that often.
A lie.
But He is one of the leading thinkers of our time. And this Sunday from 12 to 4, he's doing a book signing party. Don't meet me there, beat me there. It's free food until exhausted. He has a DJ, and it's going down at Visions, Odium, and Events. That's 11901 South Loomis, right here in Chicago, Illinois. And recently he told me about the landmass that he owns. It's acres on acres on acres.
His acres got acres.
His acres got acres. And Visions is one of the leading event spaces now in the city. They had Chris Brown there because it can fit thousands of people. Jarrell like, yep, I heard of it. So shout out to Gavin Jackson and his sister Sarita Jackson. I call them my cousins because, you know, we just all Jackson. And I haven't met a bad Jackson yet. Well, I can name a few, but listen.
well, let me just say this. Gavin is going to be on our show on Friday.
Oh, well, that is amazing.
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Well, you should keep informed.
I probably do it, but I just wanted to shout it out because I want to make sure we pack the room. And he has been preaching at his church, Christ Universal Temple. And he is I told him, don't keep sending me these videos because I'm not joining your church. I already got one, but I enjoy the messages. So make sure you pull up this Sunday and be tuned in this Friday to hear him live in studio.
Live in studio. I'm super excited about it because when we hear about people that are doing things, it just shows what other people can do as well. Speaking of which, you can pray, you can keep on praying, and you can pray and stay right here on the Brunch Bunch.
You forgot where you was at.
Yeah. I was going to say inspiration.
I know.
And then I didn't want to hit your mouth.
I called. They said, give me a call back. I called. They said they didn't know what.
Called him directly. They called me or called you?
They called me.
What was that for?
But they said it was for you, so I assumed somebody called number or something. I can call him.
Yeah, you got his direct number?
Turn this up some, just a little. I don't want to get blocked.
You like Al Green? I'm thinking about getting my parents the Al Green tickets.
I went to his church.
Yeah, that's a move. They put a low right now, but
when
I got
is
one. It's in like August.
I'm gonna go. Where's that?
I don't want to tell you. Why the tickets for go now? I don't know, but they up there right now.
So I went to Memphis because our church does a holy convocation in Memphis every year. And one year I couldn't get into our church service, so I went to Al Green Church.
It was lit.
It was lit. He sang real music too, and they don't say amen. He be like, "Can I get a yeehaw?"
Oh, they country. Oh yeah, I ain't that country.
All I heard was dun 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 dun. I'm like, "Oh, the church is up."
Happy birthday, Tanya. Okay, so for your exclusive topic, once again, for those of you who all just joined, what is inappropriate attire at a wedding? A couple people said wearing white at a wedding is inappropriate because the bride is supposed to be in white. But now let's say this is your second wedding, and is it inappropriate for you to wear white at your second wedding?
I got a cool wedding story.
What's your cool wedding story?
I got an uncle, right, and he on the other side. He part of the LGBT crowd, right? And he decided to use somebody's wedding to come out. He came to the wedding and he was, like cowboy slacks, bright red leathers, like he was doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I guess that's inappropriate attire.
Super inappropriate.
Yeah.
Super duper inappropriate.
He was doing it, man. He was doing it.
You gonna wait till somebody's day to steal their thunder?
That's what I said, bro. Like
that's super inappropriate.
It was like an auntie or something in the family, bro. But
what did your auntie say? What was her reaction?
It was a lot of family.
What he come in?
He was just very flamed out. Like,
flame.
Yeah, it was. Look, it was an all red leather like outfit.
They didn't know. He hadn't admitted.
Like red chaps and like a red hat.
Who your uncle? Eddie Murphy?
No, this my mama's stepbrother or whatever. But,
oh, now you don't want to claim him.
I mean, he ain't my uncle. Like I grew up with him. It's my mama. You know, my granddaddy got two families and all.
How much you know? Like everybody granddaddy.
I'm like, yeah, you know.
Oh, that's not normal for y'all. I thought everybody. Okay. I'll pop up on
No, my father been married 11 times.
Well, that's the way to do it too.
11 times.
Are y'all ready, y'all?
11.
5, 4, 3, 2,
You're rocking with the brunch bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm proudly posted in the studio with your main man,
Action Jackson. And if you're not tuned in behind the scenes, you are missing some crazy work.
Some crazy work. Today's topic has spurred, well, today's stories and topic has spurred an in-studio, menagerie of conversation.
Well, what y'all were talking about, and sometimes y'all talk so crazy backstage that I've reached out to a therapist to start coming here at least once a week.
Let me explain to you that your therapist, once he comes here and deals with you, is going to need a therapist. But let me tell you something. You know, it had been swirling around that J.B. Pritzker was going to be a presidential hopeful, right? Well, he's announcing, or has been slated to announce, a third run term on Thursday, sources say. So J.B. Pritzker is expected to formally announce his campaign for a third term this Thursday, according to sources familiar with his plans. The announcement will be made during public appearances in both Chicago and in Springfield. Well, while no official confirmation has been given from Pritzker's team, preparations for campaign events are already underway. His current Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton, is not expected to be his running mate again, and she is running for U.S. Senate. So I have something to tell you. I'm going to be his running mate, y'all. Clap it up.
Yeah. I was about to ask for the job, but I guess you would be a better fit. Because he's going to need a black woman.
Yeah, well, he still is.
Right.
So Pritzker, who of course is a billionaire Democrat and heir to the Hyatt Hotel's fortune, first won the governorship in 2018 and was reelected in 2022 by a wide margin. Remember, he started campaigning like a year before the campaign trail actually got underway. Well, it actually worked for not just one, but 2 terms. Well, his second term had been marked by a series of progressive legislative wins, including the legalization of marijuana, increasing funding for education, criminal justice reform, and codifying reproductive right protection. He launched the $45 billion Rebuild Illinois Infrastructure Program, the largest in Illinois state history. Well, financially, Illinois has seen 9 credit rating upgrades during his tenure, and the state has built up its rainy day fund phenomenally. Still, Pritzker has faced criticism for his handling of property tax system and for his personal wealth playing a significant role in his political ascension. He has spent hundreds of millions of dollars of his own money on his campaigns and related causes. Now, I'm going to just pause right there for a minute, because I don't know in what capitalistic country you can tell somebody how to spend their money, and we continue on with the story. So,
well, can I? No. You ain't gonna just breeze over that one. Well, I understand why that is a significant point. Because why do you spend hundreds of millions of dollars for a job that only pays a couple of $100,000?
Though he has not declared any national ambitions, Pritzker's name continues to be floated as a possible 2028 presidential contender. His political group, Think Big America, has funded progressive ballot initiatives in other states, further fueling speculation about his presidential hopeful position. So far, Pritzker is the clear front runner in the Democratic field with no serious opposition. On the Republican side, several lesser-known candidates, including DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick, has entered the race, but none have the visibility or the funding to mount the significant challenge, at least not yet. If elected again in 2026, Pritzker would be among the few Illinois governors to serve 3 terms, joining the ranks of Jim Thompson and other political veterans. The Illinois primary is scheduled for March 2026, which, if you're thinking about in the political world, that's not that long from now, with the general election in November. So, not to gloss over your question, because that question, Marcel, has been raised, asked, and contemplated. There have been even classes around. Why would someone petition for a job, spend millions and millions of dollars, and it only pays $400,000 per year? And you think about our previous governor, Rauner, who gave up his $400,000 a year salary to be the governor. And it's a one simple answer. And if anybody gets that answer, I'm taking them to lunch. Ding, ding, ding.
Greed.
No.
Oh. Backroom deal.
You look just like Baby MJ when you said that. No, not greed, not backroom deals. but power.
Yeah.
Power is the answer. When you are in, if you ever been somewhere and a political figure walks in, you would think they were Beyonce or Jay-Z or Taylor Swift. Like literally, they have an entourage. They've got a fleet of cars, just like the.
But it's like temporary power, because here's the deal: most of them, when they're out of office, nobody really remember them.
Are you crazy?
Or look,
when they get out of office, first of all, they set up their car first. But they get out of office,
but they got money.
You just don't see the power after they're over with their office tenure, but they still have set it up if they set it up correctly.
If they said, because a lot of them, and just think about all the ones you've known over the years, and you see them, and ain't nobody trying to talk to them.
I think that's ethnic specific, though.
It could, yes, that could
definitely think.
When I think of, and I mentioned this to first of all, shout out to the West Side elected officials, because I believe hands down we have the best elected officials.
I have to agree.
Because they are not political. They're not politicians. They are really community servants. They're looking to serve the people. But I mentioned the one, I said, I just want to make history. And she said, don't worry about making history. Worry about pleasing God. And I said, you're right about that. But it makes me think, I never say I just want power. I just want to do stuff that I'm remembered. Because you can have power today and it's gone tomorrow. But I want to be remembered and a legacy where they're still talking about you in rooms like they do their great-great-granddaddy that left them $1 billion.
Well, the two can coexist. It's just usually, like Obama did it right. He set up his book signings and he set up his tours so that he gets top dollar for when he's on the lecture circuit. And then, of course, Michelle backed it up. But a lot of our Black elected officials do not do that. And so that's why you say, because that's where your experience base lies.
Well, it's some white ones. I ain't going to drop no names, but I'm just, presidents you remember. But let's go back. Who was the governor before JB?
It was
Bruce Rauner.
Bruce Rauner. I just
See,
said that.
look, it wasn't a slip of the...
Pat Quinn was before him.
Nope.
Yes, it was.
Oh, yes, Pat Quinn. I thought it was Blago.
No.
You see how we got to figure that out? Who was your state senator before this?
Before that, it was Blagojevich, and before that, it was Jim Thompson. Who you talking about?
Oh, Mama wasn't never the governor. Wrong. But that's what I'm saying. And so, I get it. You got this temporary power, but power, I can't get nobody to help me. Belongs to God.
Absolutely, power does belong to God. But let me tell you, when you are ascended and put in those positions, do you believe that God put you there for a purpose and to fulfill the purpose that He had designed for you when He creatively made you?
For some people, but like Trump, I don't know if he was created for that.
Well, everybody has a God-given purpose. Everybody does. Now, I said on the way in, Adam and I were on the elevator, and I was saying that he being Trump, actually bombed Iran without Congress approval. Adam then said to me, so many presidents have done it. I was like, Obama didn't do it. And then, of course, he came with the receipts.
Tell me I'm wrong.
And he showed me where he bombed them like how many hundreds of times.
But Trump issue, and we're going to talk about it more when we get back. But we're going to talk about that issue because I get that he didn't bomb, but now he has the Republicans run Congress. So they voted against him not being in trouble for bombing them, right? And then he lying, talking about we bombed them, we tore them up. And the facts are showing, intelligence is saying, no, you didn't. They not gone. You blocked the road, but it's only going to be a couple of months. We'll talk more about that when we get back, right?
Well, the Lord will make a way, and then it's the Lord's way, and then there's Trump's way. Well, I'm going to stick with the former, y'all. Keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. We got way more to share right here on the Brunch Bunch.
The song is You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, but you ain't heard nothing yet either. So we've displayed the Lord, my boy.
I was talking to them.
You gotta be real, like,
Oh, now you want to be sensitive. Jarrell, I don't know what's wrong with you, man.
But this is like, might be a next war or something, bro. Like, we can't put
that's not on us.
Yeah,
we gotta do it, bro. This is a lot of people news.
The
bro.
news.
But everybody's
This is biased.
You gotta be on point.
This is biased. We just talking the news.
Get the First Amendment, though.
The speech? Yeah, the FCC ain't trying to hit it. You go to school, the FCC ain't trying to hit it.
That's true.
Rupert Murdoch ain't going for
You can talk about whatever you. This is commentary. This is not hard news.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's a thin line. That's all. Right. But it's a thin line.
Adam, that is one thing a lot of people ignore. Obama was bombing him.
Obama was deporting people like that.
Hey, you be careful how you talk. Don't be talking about.
I ain't the one on the air.
He's a war criminal. Every single one.
Criminal is a rough.
Schools is criminal. What are you talking about? School?
I mean, it's war though, fam. Criminal.
Hey, don't y'all talk about my president.
Obama bombed schools. What can I say?
Criminal is a rough one.
happened.
That's the job, bro. And war is nasty. That's the job, bro. War is nasty, bro.
I'm not wrong.
War is ugly, bro. Criminal is a rough word. It's a thin line between war hero and war criminal.
No, go back.
We don't care about none of that. The United States can say it, we don't care. It's criminal.
I don't know at this point, bro.
One bomb hits the U.S.
Look at 9/11. The bomb didn't even hit a
We not the same country we was in 9/11. That was 20-some years ago. This is different.
We weren't even professional.
This is a different place now, bro.
I
don't know, bro. I don't know.
276.
We dropped 2 nukes on
Still affecting me today. You saying that's not criminal?
What
Atom bomb?
Hey, everybody. Listen, we praying for these gentlemen in here.
It's never been part of war.
It's part of war.
Name another country that dropped a nuke.
There are no rules in war, bro. It's war.
There's literally
There is rules in war. That's why there's war crimes.
It's still win and then deal with the war crimes later. It's just like a fight, bro. You live first and you worry about the rest later, bro. But it's survival first.
If anything ever happened in the States,
and not take
Are
out
you
a
praying
whole
for these
community with an atom bomb.
Hey, it sounds good, Adam, but the war needed to end, bro, and that's how they decided to end it.
What war ended?
We talking about World War II.
never
But
solved
I'm
that.
not saying it's right or wrong, but war is nasty, bro. War is nasty, bro.
But just to overlook that
War is
presidents
nasty,
aren't like
40, y'all good?
Oppenheimer and Einstein were like.
It's on him here.
Did y'all listen to the interview with the pilot who dropped the bomb?
You ready?
He said he
312 483
He said
3008.
Wait, what you say?
He said if he had the exact same circumstances today, he would do it again.
You got to consider the circumstances, too, bro. Y'all ready? 10 seconds.
I mean, soldiers do what they're ordered to.
That's what I'm saying. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
You're right. Don't ever play chicken with Tammy.
Oh.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch. Right here, Inspiration 1390. It's your main Action Jackson. You know, I asked Tammy, was she praying for the young men in the studio? She said she praying for all of us. But I don't know about these 5 brothers up here. We praying hard. But, you know, we got to pray for our country because a newly leaked U.S. intelligence assessment from the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, we love acronyms, reveals that the airstrikes coordinated by the U.S. and Israel on Iran's nuclear facilities at Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan have only delayed Iran's nuclear program, Adam, by a few months, contrary to the public claims of complete obliteration by President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. I know his name too. Netanyahu. According to the report, although the strikes inflicted serious damage, collapsing Fordo's entrance and impacting above-ground infrastructure, key underground components, including enriched uranium stockpiles, remain largely intact and may even have been removed in advance by Iran. Analysts warn that surviving infrastructure and retained expertise enable Iran to potentially restart enrichment covertly, raising doubts about the long-term strategic value of the strikes. Now, the White House, Donald Trump, has dismissed the leaked report, labeling it, and I quote, flat out wrong, and accusing leakers of undermining national security and military credibility. Meanwhile, President Trump and Israeli officials remain adamant that the strikes dealt a decisive blow, with Trump asserting the damage would take years, end quote, to reverse. Now, outside experts caution that the strikes, while disruptive, fall short of dismantlement. Iran's underground facilities provide resilience, and the removal of critical materials beforehand further blunted the impact. Yet, the situation may open diplomatic windows A fragile ceasefire is holding, and preliminary U.S.-Iran talks are in discussion, although Iran has suspended cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency. Now, I watched Donald Trump live say that basically, and I'm not quoting him, but he was saying intelligence is stupid.
That sounds like a quote to me.
It sounds like it to me because I'm sure he said it, but he has denied all intelligence reports, and the name is intelligence, so they're supposed to be.
Well, remember when Bush did the same thing, said that there were weapons of mass destruction, and then we went and had a big, long, drawn-out war. There never found any weapons of mass destruction.
There was never any weapons of mass.
So unless you go over there and do your own investigation, you may not ever get the right story.
Well, my grandma taught me
no. But you know what? Uranium, I think that was a strategic target because uranium is used to make bombs. And if you deplete the uranium supply, then you essentially deplete the ability to make the bombs that they were trying to eliminate the making, right? However, if I'm Iran and I see you tweet, we coming for you, I'm getting all my uranium up out of there.
Hello, Jim Chu. That's why I'm like, what do he? I don't get it sometimes, but my prayer is because when you gloat, it's like, somebody at school and all y'all have been in school and somebody bothering you and you ignoring them, but they steady like in your face and you ain't doing nothing. And one day out of nowhere, you had to knock them out because they wouldn't leave you alone. We don't want that knockout. No. We don't want to be, we don't prove us wrong, Iran. Let him say what he's going to say. He'll be gone in a couple of years and then we'll be back to normal.
Or will he? I don't know. But you know what? We still what is this? This is the 6th month of the administration?
Yes, only 6 months.
And it seems like we have been enduring so much in such a short amount of time, but it seems like we're getting dog years.
I was going to say, he's a dog year. When the news said that earlier, since Trump took office in January, I was like, it's only been 6 months.
Yeah.
This dude, now, he got power, but he's going down in history forever. They're going to talk about him.
I think that was his goal. But now, we talk about all of the things that we disagree with about Trump. Can anyone give me 3 things that we agree with about Trump?
Stay away from the mic.
I really want to hear it. I really want.
I got one, and I've been saying it since his first term. I appreciate anyone who says what they mean and means what they say.
That's a good one because he will do what he says he's going to do, and when he changes his mind in midstream, he'll say it again. Yep, I ain't doing that no more. I'm do something else.
I wish more elected officials would be truthful and transparent, not crazy and do crazy things, but I wish they would make promises like Trump did when he was running and follow through on their promises out the gate. If you say you want to help 1,000 people do something, do like Trump, sign 1,000 pardons on the first day. If you say you about to get all of the migrants out of this country because they robbers, thugs, killers, and all that, he started, and the Supreme Court just ruled that he can go back to deporting them to any country. He ain't even send them home. He just send them anyway. Like,
get out of here. I don't care where you ain't gotta go home.
You gotta go home. You gotta get up
out of here.
And it's like you laugh to keep from crying, but it's so crazy because it's like he said he was gonna do that. The only thing he ain't did like he said he was gonna do was build that wall and have Mexico pay for it.
And really boost this economy. Things are still going up.
Tina said he didn't drop the price of eggs like he said. But I don't know. Are they still up?
Up.
I heard the price of gas is down though.
The price of gas is down.
The
price of gas was already down. Right. The price of gas, if you haven't noticed the trend that during election time, the price of gas always goes down because they want you, they being the people that are running, want you to think, particularly the incumbents, they want you to think that they're responsible for that. And that means, too, that if you can do it at the time of election, you can do it anytime you feel like it, depending on what the barrels are going for, right? But we have enough oil here that we're generating. Now, the quality of it is questionable, but we have enough oil here that we're generating that we can supply gas stations with oil.
I don't believe it's enough, and that brought me to a point. I was watching CNN, and I can't think of her name, but a commentator was on there. It was a very diverse roundtable, but she was mentioning the white guy was taking up for Trump, and she mentioned that the reason we're going after Iran, and don't quote me on this is what the commentator said, is that under their last regime, the leader of Iran, I can't think of his name, was stopping BP from trying to tap into the oil sources. And BP was fighting, and she said, and that's when America, with our arrogant selves, went in and made sure we killed that leader. They have a new leader, and now this leader is not doing what America wants either. So we're bombing for other reasons than just nuclear. It was about oil.
Well, oil and bombs can really motivate you.
Oil and bomb will blow up the country without uranium. So
oil and bombs can really motivate you. We're going to keep you motivated right here on this Vision 1390. Y'all keep it locked. It's the Brunch Bunch. You ain't seen nothing yet. We said we played that already, right?
Yeah, we got the songs. I just put one in.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Jerome.
We got 5 minutes. How much y'all want?
Just two. Oh, no, just one, because I got another story I got to talk about. Wow.
Oh, yeah, that young man, 33. Maybe the next mayor of New York.
Mm-hmm.
But
y'all really went in on the dread. I like that. I like that discussion. And
about jail?
It wasn't, the sentiment was, see?
I mean, but that's all I got from it.
That's because you came in on the tail end of it. The tail in jail. That's all you got was that.
What a play on words.
But truthfully,
have you been drinking?
No, I mean, yeah, I drink water. And have you been drinking?
No, it's a wonderful day. God is good.
God is
always good. Looking up for the home team.
Oh, you know who I've been really praying hard for is Valencia.
The new treatment is treating her a lot better. I was talking about that before the show.
They changed it? Yeah, we did.
She's on the immunotherapy, not a chemo.
Oh.
So it took out for 3 days, but now she got more energy. She got no mouth.
5, 4, 3, 2.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your girl Tamara Fair, and you know what? I like to call myself an optimist. And sitting right here is the opposite. No, I'm kidding.
I am the most optimistic.
Yes, you are.
It's your main man, Optimistic Action Jackson.
Okay. Find you something new, okay? You can't be what I am.
You know what? We are keepers one to another.
That's true. We are. And you know what? I was just talking to Marcel, and believers, you guys are the best prayer warriors in the business. And I want to thank you so much for keeping Valencia in your prayers, because he just gave me a great praise report that the new treatment is really treating her correctly and making her energy levels up. So we definitely want to give a shout out to God. Be the glory.
Keep praying. I said, we are praying this new treatment is the last treatment, and we believe in God that she is going to be healed, whole, delivered, and set free.
By his stripes. By his stripes. You know what, y'all? I'm telling you, when it looks bleak, and if you are a believer, you cannot look at what you're looking at. You got to look beyond that. You got to look into the eyes of the Lord, because it's his eyes that will show you where you are going. It is his healing hands that will take you where you need to be. All you have to do is one thing, and that is trust the Lord and believe, as we do here. You know what, guys? I'm gonna tell you this, that when you trust the Lord, your days are peaceful, your nights are literally even more peaceful. You get a full night's sleep. But when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and Tanya taught me this, but when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you give him praise before the world wakes up, he hears you, because the noise has been drowned.
Now, I was going to crack a joke, but that was a good word. I'm like, the world ain't woke at 3?
Just the believers. Just the one that needs extra prayer.
In some countries, it's like 5 o'clock when it's 3 o'clock here.
I'm not talking about there.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? But you know what? In this last minute, I want to give a big birthday brunch birthday shout out to my girl and yours, Tanya Evans. Today is your big day. I want you to have the best birthday ever.
How old she make?
None of your business.
I'm joking. Go ahead, Tanya. You don't look a day over 30.
Yes.
Girl, you look better than a bacon and egg sandwich.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? Speaking of bacon and eggs, if y'all haven't had breakfast, here's your chance. It's still brunch. Well, we always want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, a perfect stranger, that you love them, and show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love. Land on love. I love you, Action Jackson.
Tamara Fair, optimistic lady, I love you too.
Believers,
we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you too.
Y'all, we do it all night long right here on Inspiration 1390. We want you to join us tomorrow on the Brunch Bunch. And if you go on our socials, if you like us, we will love you back. Stay optimistic. Huh?
My kids.
You gonna give them like a name, like a M Boys, or like M Gang?
He did give them Baby
Eminem. Even though I'm like, I
He said when they get older.
Yeah, like I can be like that.
Y'all, thank you so much. My phone died for all of you.